100 people being pardoned by the president on the night of Eid.
Yeah, actually, we are all happy. Of course, we are happy. It's our friends, and it feels like sort of like the revolution is, it's taken the kiss of life. It's coming back somehow. But I cannot say that we are thankful to Sisi, because that's like he's just fixing a mistake. He doesn't do something good. That's something wrong to stop doing wrong things. That's not something to say he's a good president or he is democratic or he believes in freedom of speech. These people were prisoned because of their opinions, and that doesn't make any sense. And when they are free after half the time, or some of them were no, all of them were convicted, but they are already there for 2 years or a year and a half, and that's too long. They didn't do anything. Actually, they didn't do anything. They didn't commit any crime. However, we should still say that we are happy, and that's a good step. I don't know if we can reach a reconciliation or to be able to talk or to communicate with this system, because it's really violent and fascist. But if they continue this way, like fixing their mistakes and trying to listen to other opinions, maybe it will work someday. But not now, of course.
Is there still a lot of people in prison? Are you hoping that they will get out? Like Ale, for example, is still in prison. There's Mahinor is still in prison.
Mahinor, yes. And these are the people that we know. There's thousands that we don't know. And there's people who were kidnapped and arrested 2 days ago. So that's why I'm saying it's really early to reach the time or the stage that we can say that we can the fascism is over, the dictatorship is over, and we can communicate or we can negotiate for our mutual benefits. That's really early, because I don't know. There's many opinions saying that he did that because he's going to the United States. He did that for Amal Clooney. He did that for the United Nations. There's many things. I don't really believe in that, because he proved in many situations that he doesn't care for opinion, international opinion or anything. He doesn't really care. And Rabaa is a very big example that he doesn't care about the world. So I'm just saying that I think that he's doing this like when I like it, when I like to do it, I will do it. When I want to put you in jail, I put you in jail. It's just like I have the power over you. Still, we are really happy. We have our friends back, of course.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Also, there was one thing that many people saw as a first step towards reconciliation, or at least towards pointing the finger at a very specific crime in Egypt. This was when he visited a victim of rape around 2 years ago, on the third anniversary of the revolution. He was standing next to the bed of the victim. How do you view that also with your history?
Yeah. I think this is like because it was a big scandal. This woman has a video, and the video was really horrible. She was completely naked, and that was obvious on the video, and everybody saw that in Egypt and abroad. So it was a really big scandal for Egyptian people. And he is the president, and that was the beginning of his presidency, actually. I guess he did that to win our respect, or to think that he is a good president or a good person. Because I'm not saying this because I am against the military rule. I'm saying that as a woman, as an Egyptian woman, because hundreds of women are raped and harassed every day, and he doesn't go visit them or bring them flowers or anything, because there's no videos for that. It's just for the video, not for the woman. Of course, that was useful for us. Actually, after that day, a week later, I was walking in the street and some guy was going to verbally harass me, and his friend, he said, no, stop, don't do that. They belong to Sisi now. As if when Sisi did that, like he is responsible for protection for all the Egyptian women. And that also, like, it's under the concept that women are a male's property. So, and at that time, the people did with us as if we are Sisi's properties, and they stopped harassing us. Or he said, no, now it's not appropriate that I harass her. It's not because she's a woman or she's a human, because she belongs to Sisi now. He defends them. Actually, that's really horrible, but still, because the situation is already horrible, so maybe that's the best thing you can get. I was really going crazy. What? I belong to Sisi. I don't know him. It was really comic and horrible. Yes. Yeah. But it's a good idea. And there's something I want to add. When I was attacked like this woman, at that time, it was the Muslim Brotherhood rule. And the Prime Minister, he belongs to the MB. His name is Hisham Andil. He wanted to meet me and take these pictures with me. Like it's the same propaganda idea, propaganda concept. And I didn't do that because of course, I will not shake hands with the Muslim Brotherhood. So it doesn't, I consider this like he wanted to do a propaganda when I was the victim. And it's the same idea. Whether it's the Muslim Brotherhood or Sisi or his regime, they use the same concepts to, wash their image or to reflect a good image about themselves. But he didn't do anything else. The big evidence that this woman, the 7 guys were arrested in her case, and there is another 400 women and nobody's arrested. So that's the point, just for the video.
You did something very remarkable when this horrible thing happened to you, when you were attacked and raped. You went public in Egypt. You went into a talk show. You showed your ripped jeans. What made you do that?
I found out that the people needs a proof, needs like something to oblige them to confess that they have this problem, because everybody's saying, no, we are good people, we are religious people, that doesn't happen in Egypt, we don't do that. Everybody was trying to even deny it or to disbelieve, I don't know if it's on purpose or it's subconsciously like self-defense for their presence on earth. They can't understand that, or they can't accept that they have these problems. And also that everybody, when any person harasses a woman, they consider it it's something exceptional, and it's rare, and it's per person. Everybody thinks, I did that, but that's okay because it's nobody noticed, and my sister doesn't suffer, or any female. It's just this girl I harassed, and the other girls are okay. So thinking about, like everybody thinks that this is just me, and all the girls think that this is just me. I'm talking about the subject and the object. They consider it like it's a singular act, and it's their fault, whether it happened or whether he did a mistake, or it's her fault that she encouraged the guy, as she thinks, or he does that, and he thinks like he's naughty, but it's okay, When someone comes out and say, no, we suffer from that, and it reaches that far, it reaches gang rape in the streets, and it reaches violent stage, and it's like a plural action, and that's the culture that we have. And many other girls, after they talked about what happened to them, not just in the square, I mean in the everyday life. So it's like confronting the society. It's not about the politics or the police or it's not a political conflict. It's like you are unrevealing the cover that we are hiding under. I felt like I had to do this because everybody believes it doesn't happen. That's why we didn't have law against sexual harassment. We didn't confess that we don't have these crime details in our law. We don't have raping with objects or with fingers. We don't have that. We don't have raping for men, for boys or men. There is a lot of things that it's not there, as if it's not there on life, so it's not there in the book, and nobody will talk about that unless the victims talk. Of course, not the criminals. We say, "Hey, we do this. Put it in the law." It must be the victim, of course.
When we were thinking of going and filming in Egypt, which wasn't possible, we were trying to show, what happened in the past 4 years, the ups and downs of the revolution. We were trying to reach out to you, see how you are doing 2 years on. Since then, you've been learning German, as you told me. You've been learning the Oud, which is
Yes.
like this Arabic guitar in a way for all the Germans who don't understand what it is. You've been very active. Has your political activism sort of ceased or stopped in the past few years, a month?
Yeah, of course. The last year and a half, maybe, or 2 years, I don't know. I am just reading, following what's going on, but I cannot interact. I felt, everybody feels like the revolution has failed, or it's postponed for some time that we don't know when. But we all believe it's coming back someday. But until that day comes, I don't know what can I do. And the problem that we are not organized. We are not a party member for a movement or any organization. We are individuals that we think like each other and we have the same targets. So that's how we met. And we are still contacting on Twitter or on Facebook. But there's nothing to do actually now. I believe playing music is a revolutionary act, especially because I'm a woman. Talking like that, I'm talking with you, it is a revolutionary act. Talking with individuals about their rights or about, many people think that these problems are not to be solved. These problems are normal. They don't know that these are their rights. They program themselves to accept suffering, not to resist or to try to fix it. So this brainstorming with individuals is a revolutionary act. You start seeing it in very different ways. And I'm really happy again to say that when our friends are now out of the prison, that also given us a new perspective. We don't want to go back, and we don't want them to go back. And actually, now revolting or protesting, demonstrating in the street is not really effective or efficient. It's not effective. Yes, I can say this is the word. It proved now for this time that it's going to be dangerous. So you're going to be killed or arrested, and that's not going to be any useful. There's no benefits out of it for any one of us or for the revolution. I didn't meet my friends who came out yesterday because they are with their families. But I guess when we talk, when we meet again, or in our gatherings, I think we should change how we talk or the directions that we follow. For civil work or activities, I don't know, but even to go in the government and talk and work with them, I don't know. I stopped. There's nothing to do. There's nothing. It will be in vain if you lose any or put yourself in danger. It will be really in vain right now.
So it's no more a radical approach that people are taking. I remember very, very clearly there was one time when we went into a revolution and a friend of mine said, you know what, something doesn't feel right, and I don't want, like, I don't want to die today. It's not worth dying today, I think she said. And minutes
Yeah.
later, police showed up with machine guns, shooting in the air and then at people. And thankfully, she sort of got us. She had this feeling and she got us out in the first place. But her sentence, "It's not worth dying today," sort of,
Yeah.
it sticks with me
Yeah.
when I think of revolution, or at least revolts and demonstrations in Egypt today.
Yeah, she's really right. In 2011, sometimes you don't know where are you here, or why are you here. Yeah, you don't use violence, but you will be shot. But it's okay. You feel like that's the right thing. But after the 30th of June 2013, this feeling never came back. Sometimes really it was nonsense to go there, but you know it's right. Now, maybe there's many things that you need to say no for, but it's not right to say it now. That is just a feeling. It's, it's all about beliefs. We don't work as politicians. We don't fight for taking a job or taking any position in the government, or to be ministers, or to own the country, to rule it. We don't take money we don't do anything. It's just for beliefs, and these beliefs are still inside. But you can't go out. You can't go hunt your beliefs now. It's like there's thugs, there's machines, there's the people. That's the big problem. The people themselves, they are afraid that we get the same fate like Syria or Iraq. They don't understand how we think. They are brainwashed, and that's the big problem. When you don't have the people with you, you just stay silent, and you manage how to change your way to reach them, or to learn how to speak with them. The problem is that we don't have power, we don't have money, we don't have the means to, like the media, I mean the TV stations and everything. We don't have that to brainwash people or to convince them with what we want. It's not, I guess, we can convince them because it's really reasonable what we are saying. It's about logic, and I know there should people, they will understand this, or maybe they know it in their hearts. But when they hear every day that these people are agents, or these people are betraying Egypt, or these people, they want us to be like Syria or any other country, like Libya or anything, every day. So they don't have any other options. They don't know us in person, so they will believe this. I guess now some people are losing their houses. Some people are the prices are rising. The water, there is a problem in the water. The people need to suffer again in order to believe that this system is not working for them. It's still working for themselves. We have this country that's, it's like a local country inside Egypt that's taking all the resources and all the money and all the luxury of the life for themselves, and the people are, 40% of the people are under the poverty line. So this is like, they know it, but they don't know what to do. So it's their problem. I'm not saying I'm not responsible, but I'm incapable of doing anything. And these people know how to take the rights, and they will someday.
So we both, I think, have a lot of Egyptian friends who,
Yeah.
when they know this and when they hear this and when they look at the country, just say, okay, خلاص بقى, I'm leaving. I cannot take this any longer. I cannot stay in Egypt any longer. I will either try to go to Europe, or try to find a job somewhere in the Gulf or in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else. What makes you stay?
I don't know. When I travel abroad, I get homesickness. And I was in Germany 2 years ago. I was invited for a month and a half, and I stayed only for 2 weeks. And I said I want to go home. Although I had the expenses and the accommodation for 1 more month, but I really couldn't. I want to go back to my life and my friends, my cat or whatever. But I feel like I speak Arabic. I don't know. Also, I love language. I love talking in different languages, but I can't imagine myself living maybe visiting, but living, I don't know. In the last 2 years, the depression is becoming more, or it's not depression. It's about losing hope. There's difference between, you can't see future here. This is different than depression. You feel like if you stay here in this country, I feel I should make, or yes, it's to make future. There is no future, but you have to find a way to create it in this corrupted place. It's full of corruption everywhere. Yeah, you need to get your paper done. You need to pay bribes. I don't know. I can't answer you.
How do you create your future for yourself then?
I'm thinking about just posting my music online. I don't need to deal with governmental places. I may go to make concerts abroad. There's some cultural venues and the managers or the owners are my friends, and I don't need to deal with the government. I don't need to deal with the syndicate. They take bribes every time, and they don't understand. They know one kind of music, and the rest is wrong, or the rest is nonsense. It's like the pop commercial music, and that's everything. That's all. Or like the old music, like Abdul Wahab or Kulthum, and that's it. If you talk about visual arts, you don't belong. If you talk about electronic music, or doing some mixing rock with Oriental or anything, that's like you are not Muslim. Maybe you are crazy. What are you doing? This kind of thinking, or trying to invent or search for whatever you have in your brain, or whatever you receive from the word, and you interpret it, and you try to I don't know, to express. They don't understand that. What's expression? What's creation? That's not Egyptian. So you can find your ways. It's like, yes, you will deal with other words, the rest of the world, but you will. This is my home. I don't care where is my home is, because actually I have my car. I have my own studio. I don't need to go outside. I just go to the supermarket with a telephone. Don't need to go. I really don't go outside. So I have this place where I play my music, or think, or write, or do anything. I don't need to go out. Yes, you can say I'm obliged to stay at home. And we visit each other's at our homes. I go to them, to their places, and they come to my place, to my friends, who are like me. But we don't have the right to walk on the street. I can't be free. They can't use the pavement if we have one. We don't have really many pavements, but I can't wear the clothes I like. I can't say what I think. I can't do it. No. But thanks to the internet, you can reach anything you want. Doesn't make any difference where you are.
So there's one last question I have. I read last week that they destroyed the graffitis in Shara Mohammed Mahmoud, this very iconic street where there were the clashes in 2011, where the Ministry of Interior is. And this was sort of, when I walked through Cairo this time, it was really the only last place where you could see that there was something happened 5 years ago. Other than that, everything changed. Tahrir changed. The bridges changed. Really, everything is like put on hold and rewinded. And it was just like 2010, a bit cleaner and a bit more, like sophisticated in a way. They painted Talat Harb Street buildings and stuff. So it all looks very beautiful. But how did it make you feel when you heard they destroyed and take down the wall with the graffitis in Mohammed Mahmoud?
Okay, there's two answers for this question, because the concept of the graffiti is that it's like it is to be omitted and drawn again. And when someone comes to clean this graffiti, that proves that it's working, because it's annoying for them, so they come to wipe it. And you draw it again, that's resistance. And when they come wipe it again, that's because it's functional. Because it's making them like they can't see them. You can't see it, so they wipe it again. So that's the concept of the graffiti. I didn't feel bad. But about the concept of brainwashing, they want to delete anything related, or if they can, like the Men in Black, Will Smith, and I don't know the other guy. They want us to forget the revolution, and that's why they made up, or they blew the life in the 30th of June revolution, because they knew that you cannot forget a revolution unless you make another revolution, and a bigger revolution, as they think. But there is a radio station, a newspaper channel called Al Tahrir. They closed these places. That's the point you are talking about. It's not the graffiti. There is nothing now under the name of Tahrir, whether it's a website or a TV channel or anything. They changed. It was Tahrir channel. Now the name is 10 channel. Tahrir, whatever network. When they change these names, I understand that's what they are doing. They want to put this part of history. They don't want to be documented, and they want to put all the focus on the 30th of June. But they will never succeed, because it's really bigger than them, and it's really bigger than anybody. It's a people rising for their rights, and it has. They will always find it haunting them wherever they do. It has videos and photos and many blogs and many testimonies written and books and many things and drawings. You can take that out of our brains, and we will tell our children, and that's the thing to be said. That's the truth. That's the moment of truth that we all lived, and it was really pure enough to keep the feeling. Yesterday, when my friends were out of the prison, it was a spontaneous reaction that I put the Tahrir Square on the 25th of January as a cover photo, because that's the strongest message to say I'm happy. We will never forget it, and if they clean the graffiti or close the website or do anything, we will never forget. And their stories are really weak and unrational. For it can't survive through age, through generations. It can't survive
Yasmine, thank you so much.